Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Good to see you. Glad that you've decided to watch this video. It's not a video that I wanted to make, and it is a video that I am having to make sort of off the cuff. This is not scripted. This is not, it's not something that I thought I was gonna have to do, but I know how certain fandoms can be, and I know how gatekeeping is. So, because of some recent events, I wanted to make my stance known, make this very, very clear for anybody that is not or does not understand my stance on the matter, and for the folks that, you know, are falling into the tribal mentality and the clique culture and things like that. So, first, to preface, yes, I am aware that there have been more than one recent videos or series of videos or people streaming on Twitch, things like that. Yes, I am aware that there are several, and I'm not going to mention any names because that's not what this is about. I'm not calling these people out. I'm not telling you to go and attack these people. I'm bringing it up because I have received dozens and dozens of messages over the last couple of weeks about this, and that's why I wanted to address it. So there are a few VTubers, and they're independent VTubers like me. They're not agency, they're not big names. They're small startup VTubers just like me that have done the same thing that I have done, that have inserted themselves into the Battletech space. They are playing Battletech on stream, on video, for people's enjoyment. I'm not going to say who these people are because this video is not about them. It's about the fan base. It is about the hate and the vitriol that I have seen for these people that are just out here trying to play a game, that are trying to enjoy Battletech. Yes, I am aware that some of them are following my format very closely. Yes, I am aware that at least one of them is basically just streaming on Twitch and posting chunks of their VODs to YouTube as an archive. And I am also aware that some of them are using almost exactly the same setup that I'm using. I get it. I have found, thanks to some very, very generous people, I have been fortunate and have found a large amount of success in a very short time compared to the average VTuber, compared to the average content creator. And I am extremely grateful for that. My community, small as it is great, and it is filled with great people. I have received from some of these, not necessarily the same people, but I have received many emails and direct messages and things like that from other independent VTubers that have asked me, what did I do? How did I get so much attention so quickly? How did I grow my channel as quickly as I did? How did I get so many subscribers as quickly as I did? And the answer that I give them every time the questions come up is the same. I had a few exceptionally generous people that were gifting subs and evangelizing my channel and going out there and spreading the word. I also got lucky on YouTube with the algorithm. I don't know what I did on YouTube, but for whatever reason, YouTube put me in front of people, and those people came to watch my videos. So I can understand people that don't necessarily know what to do deciding to follow an existing example. That's how business works. That's how content creation works. People are going to go with what works. And when people see, again, not that I'm some big name in the Battletech community, but when people see the relatively large amount of success that I have had in such a short period of time, having no background in content creation, keep this in mind, I have never done content creation before. This is all brand new to me, and I've been learning as I go. So, you know, I can understand the desire to want to follow what appears to be a winning formula. Now, I want to address all of this as a whole. Number one, I don't care if people want to try to do the same thing that I do. To me, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. If someone likes what I'm doing and thinks that it can make them successful, then I absolutely encourage them to follow the path that I have taken. And hopefully, they're just as successful as I am. In fact, I would go so far as to say I hope they are more successful than me. Because at the end of the day, and I've said this before, I'll say it again for as many times as you guys need to hear it, I am not doing this to get rich. I am not doing this to get famous. I am not doing this because I want to be the next talent picked up by HoloLive or VShojo. I'm not doing this because I want to be best friends with the Battletech community. I'm not doing this for fame or fortune or anything else. I'm doing this because I like Battletech. I wanted to play Battletech. I also wanted to try streaming, and this was a way for me to do both. And I have had an outstanding time, especially with you guys out there in the community. I have had a wonderful time so far. And I hope that those wonderful times can continue, but what I cannot abide and what I cannot look the other way on are the people that seem to want to stir up drama and say, oh no, this person is copying you, this person is doing what you did, you should go tell them off. You should go raid their stream and make an ass of yourself and try attacking them and tear them down. And to those people I say, have you ever watched one of my streams? Have you ever watched one of my videos? Because for the people that are saying that, I feel like you haven't. I feel like you've never actually listened to a word that I've said if you think that that is the approach that I would take to this situation. I am not here to tear other people down, and I'm not going to drag myself up by tearing other people down. At the end of the day, I'm doing this because I want to do it. I'm doing it because it's fun and it entertains me, and that you can be entertained as well makes it that much better for me. At the end of the day, if all of this falls apart, I would be sad for sure, but again, I'm not trying to make a living out of this. I'm just doing this in my free time to entertain myself and to entertain you folks. I'm trying to spread a positive message. I'm trying to be as positive as I can. That's why I don't allow politics or religion in my channel. It's why I try to keep the vibes very chill. It's why I remind you at the end of every stream that your life has value and that the world is a better place with you in it, because these are all things that I absolutely believe. And again, if I can improve one person's day by simply streaming Battletech and doing goofy things that make you laugh, then it was all worth it. The entire endeavor was worth it if I can make one person's day better. It's not about the clout chasing. It's not about chasing the algorithm. It's not about following a trend or anything like that. It's about having a good time. And if other people want to get into the Battletech universe and play the games and have a good time while they're doing it, that's fine. I absolutely encourage it. I have said many, many times before that fandoms, and especially nerd fandoms and tabletop fandoms, suffer the most at the hands of clique culture, at the hands of gatekeeping, at the hands of people that think that you can only like or enjoy something a certain way and that any other way to do it is wrong. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's not how this works. I have been a Battletech fan since the 90s. I've said many times before that my first exposure to Battletech was the plastic duck face Warhammer starter set from way back in 1992. I've been in Battletech for a very long time, and I have watched the franchise decline and decline and decline over the years before finally making a resurgence because of people like Tex, because of people like Big Red 40K, or I'm sorry, Big Red 40 Tech now, because of people like Mechanical Frog 12, because of these folks and so many more in the community that took it upon themselves to try to show people what was good about Battletech and what people were missing. And so when VTubers want to get into playing Battletech, that's fine. I fully encourage it. In fact, I've even responded to some of these ladies and let them know exactly what they need to know to get started. I've offered advice. I've even helped them, some of them, with their streaming setup and how to make Battletech play nicely with things like Streamlabs and things like that. So I am actively encouraging these new folks, especially the new folks, because if they watched me and they saw my content and saw that as something that they could follow, if they saw that as something that they could do, then that's good. I like that I could inspire someone else to not only start their journey in content creation, but to also start the journey down the long and deep rabbit hole of Battletech lore and games. Then I would say it's a mission accomplished. Then I have done exactly what I set out to do, which was to convince at least one more person that Battletech is a franchise worth your time. And even if those people are only interested in me because they think it can make them successful, even if I never hear from any of those people again, it doesn't matter to me. So yes, let them copycat, let them follow my format, let them, do their little cute streamer ooh voice if they want. It doesn't make a difference to me. Because at the end of the day, the people that really care, the people that like me and my content for what it is, and not just the gimmick of it, they're gonna stick around. Again, I'm not in this for the fame, I'm not in this for the fortune, I'm not in this for the followers. So it doesn't matter if I'm streaming to one person or 100 people or 1,000 people. As long as there's one person watching and enjoying my content, that's all I need to keep doing it. For those of you that didn't see me before Battletech, I played Delta V for a couple of streams at the very beginning of my streaming career, and for the first couple of streams, no one was there. Go watch those videos again and internalize the fact. Internalize the fact that for those first 2 Delta V videos, I was talking to no one. There were 0 people in my stream. And I did it anyway because it was fun. So, to all the folks that, again, are calling for me to start drama, that are trying to, tattle on other VTubers and other content creators because, oh no, did you see this VTuber? They just started their channel 2 or 3 weeks ago and they're playing Battletech. And it's like, okay, great. Battletech exists. It's not my game. I'm not the first VTuber to play Battletech. I probably won't be the last VTuber to play Battletech. And besides which, there are plenty of people that don't have bouncing anime titties on their screen that are playing Battletech out there as well and deserve your attention just as much, if not more so than I do. So again, toxic fandoms, gatekeeping, all of that, I don't care about that. I'm not interested in that. To me, Battletech is not a precious, rare gem that needs to be protected. It's an awesome franchise with 40 years of history behind it that should be more popular than it is. And the more people that we have playing Battletech, the more people that we have covering Battletech, the more people that get interested in the franchise, the more people that come to this and enjoy it, the more people that get into the franchise, the better. Because it keeps Battletech going, it keeps Battletech relevant, And it means that all of us, including you Grodnard neckbeards out there that are trying to stir up drama, even you can benefit when new people come into the franchise. Again, as I have said many, many times before, I am not an adherent to the liking it my way or no way mentality that you see in a lot of nerd culture. I am a firm believer that if you like Battletech, I don't care why. If you like the J-word era, good for you. I'm happy for you. If you like the Ilkhan era, good for you. I'm happy for you. If you like lambs, good for you. I hate them. But you're allowed to like what you like, and you're allowed to like Battletech for your own reasons. I am not so full of myself. I don't have my head so far up my own ass that I'm going to sit here and tell you that you can't like a franchise the way that I do, and that if you like it a way that I don't, that you are wrong and you don't belong in the fandom. I mean, my favorite era of Battletech is the Fedcom Civil War, mostly because the very first Battletech game that I ever played was Mech Commander 2, which takes place smack dab in the middle of the Fedcom Civil War. And I have been told many, many times by pasty, neck-bearded, pimply-faced basement dwellers in many a game store that me liking Fedcom Civil War as an era is unacceptable, and how dare I like an era that they don't like. So I am fully aware of what that feels like, and that's why I don't encourage that behavior, I don't encourage those opinions, and I actively rail against the people who try to promote that for the Battletech community. It's disgusting. And if that's the way that you think you can grow the Battletech community, then you are part of the reason that the franchise almost died 20 years ago. Sorry to get a little heated there, but I've seen so much chatter about this over the last couple of weeks, and I have had my inbox filled with so much hate over the last couple of weeks because there are so many people that are just livid, absolutely livid that someone is trying to do the same thing that I'm doing. Let them. I wish them all the best. Leave them alone. I do not need you to go out and attack them. I do not need you to flood their comment sections with hate. And if I find out that any of you are doing that in my community, you will find yourself gone. I want to make a joke there, but I'm actually a little bit angry about this. So if you're in my community and you're one of the people that's out here trying to promote this nonsense, understand that you will be gone with a quickness, and I don't care who you are. So I won't tolerate it. I hope that my fellow content creators in the Battletech community don't tolerate it either. We need to be a more accepting community. We need to be a more forgiving community. And we need to stop trying to gatekeep this franchise because it doesn't do anybody any good. Whether you agree with the creative decisions of Catalyst, whether you agree with the creative decisions of FASA, whether you agree with Tex's opinions or Mechanical Frog's videos, whether you agree with me bouncing my digital tits while I play, whether you disagree with somebody else out there trying to do the same thing. More exposure, more people enjoying Battletech is a good thing. And it is okay for other people to be happy, even if you aren't. And if your first instinct at seeing new blood in the franchise is hate, if your first instinct is to try to tear those people down, then my friend, I would argue that the problem is not them. The problem is not Battletech. The problem is you. So those are my thoughts. Again, I have seen so much about this. I have gotten so many direct messages and emails and things like that over the last couple of weeks about multiple people. Yes, I am aware. Yes, I have addressed those things. In fact, I have helped some of those people. And if that's enough for you to never want to watch my videos again, if that's enough for you to never want to, explore my content, if that's enough for you to unsubscribe, unfollow, then bye, Felicia. I didn't want you here anyway. I'm here for the vibes. I'm here to have a good time. Again, we're not here for a long time, we're here for a good time. So, if all you want to bring to the franchise, if all you want to bring to Battletech is hate, if all you want to do is gatekeep, if all you want to do is be the tin pot dictator of what is and is not right with the franchise, then bye, Felicia. You won't be missed. Not by me, at least. If you're more caught up in the gender, the race, the ethnicity, or the orientation of the person playing the game than you are the game itself, then again, my friend, the problem is not the streamer. The problem is you. That's my 25 cents or so. Well, not quite, but we're getting there. I apologize if this video is not as positive or as upbeat as the majority of my content. Again, as I said, I didn't want to make this video. I don't like having to have discussions like this in real life or, on the internet, but I want to address it now before it gets too much further. I think it's already blown up a lot farther than I would have liked. And I want to put a stop to it, or try to put a stop to it, before, somebody actually takes it upon themselves to do something stupid. So hopefully I have made my opinions clear. Hopefully I have made my stance on this particular issue and related issues clear as well. As I said, there are many, many content creators out there in the Battletech space. I am simply one of them, and I am a firm believer that bringing more people in and having more people enjoy this wonderful franchise is always, always a good thing. I've said this many times before. I'll say it again as many times as I need to. Your personal value is not derived from the success, failure, or reputation of the products that you consume. Anyway. Again, hopefully I've made myself clear. Hopefully I've made my stance clear. Hopefully I've managed to convince you why this sort of, this clique culture, this gatekeeping, this hate and vitriol that's so deeply, deeply embedded in so much of nerd culture. Hopefully I've explained why I think these are bad things, and why, at least if you enjoy my content, you shouldn't be a part of that. So, I know a lot of this will fall on deaf ears, because I think most of the folks out there, in my community at least, are good and decent people, and you don't need to hear this. And for those of you, again, that have stayed for the entire video, I apologize for the tone. I apologize for the content. I apologize even bringing this into the world and giving it power. But it needs to be addressed. It absolutely needs to be addressed, because I don't want anybody to go into these other streams and start slinging hate and saying it was in my name. Because that's not who I am. That's not the content that I produce. And that's not the message that I want to give to people that are new to the Battletech franchise. So, again, thank you for your time if you stayed through the entire video. I do appreciate it. And please, please, try to be more accepting. I know it's hard sometimes. I know that people with differing opinions can be hard to understand, especially when you disagree with them on a fundamental level, where you can't even understand why they think the things that they think. I know it can be hard, and it can be irritating. It can actually make you angry when somebody holds an ideal or an opinion that's so different from your own you can't even begin to comprehend it. I get it. It can be very, very frustrating. But hate is not the answer to that frustration. In fact, it's the worst reaction you can have, because then it stops you from being exposed to other viewpoints. It stops you from potentially growing your own understanding of a franchise. I mean, at the end of the day, I have experienced so many new things just in our ongoing VTA campaign. Things that I never would have tried, things that I never even would have considered if it hadn't been for you guys out there egging me on and asking me to do it. So, like, my own understanding and appreciation for Battletech continues to grow even now because of you guys, because you're out here telling me to do the dumb things and telling me to make the bad tactical decisions and you know, helping me use weapon systems I've never used before and try mechs that I never would have tried before. And, you know, again, it has enriched my Battletech experience. And so my hope is that other people can have that joy as well. The joy of discovery. The joy of reaching a new level of understanding for something that they may have never seen before, or maybe that, like me, they've known for years and just have biases that they've built up over all that time. And so, you know, again, don't try to tear down people just because they might look and act like me, just because they're playing the same games that I'm playing. Let them have fun too. At the end of the day, we're all out here playing games to have a good time. I'm gonna sign off this video. I wish it could be more positive. But I want to take a hard line on this. I want to make my opinion known. Yes, I will be putting this video up on YouTube where everybody can see it. I am going to pin it because I don't want anybody to get confused. I don't want anybody getting it twisted about where I stand and what my opinions are on this matter. So this will be up for a while to make sure that everybody gets the message. And hopefully, all of this hate will stop. All of the gatekeeping, hopefully, will stop. Because I don't have the stomach for it. So anyway, if you watched all the way to the end of the video, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully, again, you understand a little better about me and my own personal views on this topic. And please, for the love of God and all that's holy, don't go out there and try to ruin someone's day because you don't like the way that they enjoyed Battletech. Or any franchise. 40K, Shadowrun, D&D. Good lord, there are so many nerd culture games and franchises out there, and it's always the same story. So don't go out there and try to ruin somebody else's day, ruin somebody else's life, tear down their channel, tear down their content. Don't go out there and spread hate just because somebody liked something different. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for listening to my rambling. And I do hope that you have an outstanding day, an outstanding week. I hope that your life brings you nothing but joy. And while I know that times are tough, I know that the world is often seeming like it's swirling the drain, know that there is still joy to be found. And again, it's not all bad. And believe me, right now, in my own personal life, it's very hard to stay positive. The ability to stream for an audience and the knowledge that doing that is of value to someone other than me, it means a lot. It really, really does. So, I'll close out this video the same way that I close out all my streams, because it's a message that bears repeating. It's a message that many of you have never heard or have never experienced. And so I will close this video, as I close all my streams, by reminding you that your life has value and that the world is a better place with you in it. Never let anyone tell you otherwise. And I'll see you next time.